Even if they're a negative character, you need to treat your character with respect. And that's what we tried to do. Like, it's not that we are making a story of a small town, so we put a caricature of what people think a small town person is. Or if you're making an urban story, you put an urban character who's a caricature. We treat every character with respect.
Oftentimes music is used as a marketing device, that you plant a few songs within the film that are part of an album that you then use to sell the film when the film releases. We were very clear that all the music that is there is very, very essential to the storytelling, to the scene work, to the situation and the specificity of the character.
Any person who's trying to make it in a small town, they should feel that they're not alone. There are a lot of us who are trying to make it. Everyone's working hard. And as I wrote in a different film, apna time aayega.
Hello everyone, welcome to Cinema Express. Starting with these three characters who look like they all belong to a different universe and still they are part of this quirky world. So starting with you, Ankur, it's been a while since you have been involved. You have worn many hats as a creator, but as a writer, I think you have stepped into this zone after a long time. What prompted you to get into the writer's spot for this show, and what was the origin point of Bandwaale?
The origin point of Bandwaale was kind of some disappointing experiences in Bombay. I met a fellow writer who was disappointed, Swanand, and we both decided that let's take affirmative action on this and try and write something that we want to write, we believe in, and write it without an agenda. We didn't have a producer, we didn't have any idea what we're going to do. We decided that we're going to just start meeting every day and starting to construct a story. And that's how it started. And slowly, as the story was being constructed, a series of incidents of people coming together, we were so obsessed about it that we were talking about it everywhere. And we kept on meeting different people who kept on, being part of our caravan. And now here we are at the cusp of the release.
Okay. You say there was no agenda when you started working on this, but were there any particular themes that you eventually decided that we have to sort of cover this or talk about this? Anything which you eventually finalized upon as you went on with the writing process?
I mean, the only thing that we knew was that we wanted to write something which was hopeful and which was easy and was musical at the core. Both Swanand and I are musicians and lyricists. We wanted words to be at part of center of it, complemented by music. So somehow poetry was sneaking its way in. The music already was sneaking its way in. We both are from small towns, so we thought, okay, let's stay closer to home. Swanand is from MP, so we decided, okay, let's place it in MP. We started bringing our stories from small towns together. Then we started clicks. When we chose Ratlam, then automatically the brass band came in because Ratlam is famous for brass bands. It was just one thing led to another, and it was just organically building on its own. And we followed a path of honesty through writing.
Akshat, be it Delhi Belly or Kalakandi, both of them are very quintessentially city movies, metropolitan stories.
Yeah.
And compared to that, this is different universe altogether. So what was your part of research, so to say, for as you went on with this project?
Well, sir, I have to say, when you come to the writing that somebody else has done, in a way they've done the heavy lifting. They've done the research, they've put it together, it's on the page. And certainly beyond that, I'm Indian, I'm from here, I understand how we are and how we live. I've traveled in India, so there's not a big leap. Ultimately, you're trying to just hone into the truth of the character and what they want in the moment, and then across the story. The writing that Ankur and Swanand had done was so evocative and so well done, and it had such truth and authenticity to it. These are the three main characters, but you'll see also all the supporting characters, everyone who's there, what they want within that. Their work was so meticulous, it had so much depth that for me, it was really just a pleasure to step in and execute what they've written out.
Preranaa, like as a producer, like is there a certain kind of element or theme that you wanted which Bandwaale represents? Like, is there something in terms of your vision for the brand of OML or anything in specific?
Like Ankur very rightly said, I think honest storytelling is what really sort of is something that we really were going for. And once we heard the story, I think the way that everything comes together, be it the music, be it the storytelling, be it the characters, be it how different each character is, I think all of those put together really sort of was what we were looking for, and so glad that we got a chance to be part of this.
I think the use of music in narrative, be it cinema or web series, is going through a very different, like very interesting phase, because in mainstream movies, at least, it's like the use or the importance is slightly, I would say, shifting. Like it's not being used or is not as integral, I would say. So when it comes to a web series in long form, like was that at like anything on mind in terms of how to use music in a way that it stands out, or that it makes an impact, or even in terms of creation of music, the process of song composing? Was there anything specific you were going for?
I mean, like it's the same thing I said with the writing. Even the way we approached music was also with authenticity. When there was brass band music, we were not kind of programming it. We went to Jaipur, found Kawa band, and they played all our brass band music.
Okay.
When we were designing the character of Sai, we were designing it, taking the new age influencers in mind, and Yashraj was one of the references. We asked Yashraj to create pieces. So when he was coming into the thing, it was just as organic as it was written. So it was not that we were thinking of, we will try and imitate this kind of music, or if you are, trying to stay honest to how the music is being written into the show. So the brass band music with brass band people, the electronica, funky influencer kind of music. One end, then we had an amazing talent, Sid Shirodkar, who did the score. He comes from a very diverse background, and he brought in such beauty into the thing. Then we had spoken poetry. We got Kausar Muni to write these poems, and Swanand wrote some poems, and it was just like just stay authentic to what the paper is telling you.
Well, I want to add to that, Harsh. You were saying in terms of how music is used.
Yeah.
Now, what we were specifically going for was that the music was to be organic to the storytelling and the character. Oftentimes, music is used as a marketing device, that you plant a few songs within the film that are part of an album that you then use to sell the film and the film releases. We were very clear that all the music that is there is very, very essential to the storytelling, to the scene work, to the situation, and the specificity of the character. Because all three of them are coming from different backgrounds and different kinds of music.
Correct.
And ultimately, when they come together, the music also sort of becomes a new thing. What they are by themselves and what they are together, entirely new. So we were very clear that this was a storytelling device. Now, whether it ends up being used later to represent the show is a different thing. That's what Ankur is talking about, it being organic, essential, and connected to what the story is.
I think that really that's what also stands out, like these three worlds of music that
Like you can
create
see
a
that.
collage, and it's very interesting, the outcome. Like also, but like you said, in current times, does marketing a show with such kind of music, is it difficult in terms of, because it has no specific brand, or it doesn't fit in anything that sells in the current, because the definitions of what sells is constantly changing. So in that sense, was it difficult to like sort of fit into that as well, or keep that in mind when you're creating the music?
Actually, we don't keep that in mind at all. That's like we just make and we have fun. The idea is that we create an environment in the room where we're making music, or on set where we're shooting. Everyone's having fun. They feel they're collaborative. They bring in their ideas. We create a moment of magic, whether we're creating music or we're creating a scene, and then let the magic happen and see what happens.
So, I mean, Harsh, the idea were also, I think, going by, the time Swanand and Ankur took to write it, and they wrote it from a place of needing to tell a story. We were not working backwards from, in a sense, to say what the market wants. like, this is the story we all feel we want to tell. I came on much later in the process, but they were on this much before this. OML was on this. These were people who were very passionate about the need to tell this story as they wanted. So that already changes the tenor of what you're looking to do, you know.
And like you said, right, what works today might not work after 3 months. So if you go into the whole process thinking what will work now, that's not going to work. So it's really
a moving
important.
target, yeah.
So it's really important to do what you believe in, and then it'll find its way.
They wanted to tell a certain story. A lot of this obviously seems to be based in small town ethos and aspirations. There have been many in the last 10-15 years, I would say. There's been a lot of stories about, even in the movies and OTT series, a lot of stories are about small town and are catering or are based in that kind of milieu.
Yeah.
What do you think makers are getting, I would not say wrong, but what is it missing in terms of capturing, what is that part of India in terms of their aspirations or their stories or something about their truth which you think is missing from the current entertainment landscape in terms of, a certain element of their stories or their lives? What do you think is missing, which possibly, I think, Bandwaale?
I feel authenticity, like whether you're telling an urban story, whether you're telling a story from a B town, you need to treat your characters with respect. Don't mock them. Even if they're a negative character, you need to treat your character with respect. And that's what we tried to do. Like, it's not that we are making a story of a small town, so we put a caricature of what people think a small town person is. Or if you're making an urban story, you put an urban character who's a caricature. We treat every character with respect, and we try and honor them on page.
And in terms of creating a long form narrative, what are the because I think this is the first show as an OTT series, right, writer. What are the things that you were taking care of as a writer when you and Swanan were literally just jamming on paper? What were the things that you were again conscious of not doing, maybe something?
I mean, we know that we were conscious of we started off writing this as a movie screenplay.
Oh, okay.
And then when we narrated it to Amazon, they said, would you convert this into a show? We were skeptical in the beginning, but then we said, okay, let's listen to them. And when we started brainstorming, so okay, then it's a show, we can also go here, we can also do this. A story suddenly started blossoming in a very nice way. It was the first time for me to write a long form. Swanand has had experience in writing long form before. So I really leaned on him for, keeping it together as a long form. But it was, I would say, a story of discovery for both of us while writing. Not just the characters, but also each other, like as people. So it was, for me, a process of writing involved a discovery of a lot of people. Akshat, Himan, who was our DOP, to Andy, who was our chief, and Sid Shirodkar, Yash Raj, Kausar Munir, who wrote the lyrics, the poetry for Mariam. It was a discovery for a lot of people, because when you really work with somebody, you really get to know them well. So it was quite an amazing roller coaster of a ride.
Okay. On a parting note, if I say it's coming in 4 days now, by the time this will be out, I think it will be streaming. So if you have to mention that one element that really sets it apart from anything else that's currently streaming, what would you say if there's that one element?
Wow, for me, there's so many things, but there's just there's a truthfulness to the hope that is inherent in this, which is incredible. If there are people in various cities, if there are young people watching this show and they can take away a semblance of hope from this, it'll be a big thing for us.
Definitely, the one thing I feel that the hope this show achieves is any person who's trying to make it in a small town, they should feel that they're not alone. There are a lot of us who are trying to make it. Everyone's working hard. And as I wrote in a different film, apna time aayega.
Of course. Preranaa?
I really am looking forward to the music of the show, because I think that's something that is very, very dear to all of us, and it's such a wide variety that I really hope that translates to everyone.
Okay. This generally looks quite interesting also because of the cast, the three actors who are really like as different as they come, and of course this colorful universe which actually reflects in the poster itself. So yeah, looking forward to the show, and best of luck for Bandwaale.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.